Hi, we're back. Today I'm going to show you how to change a few different watch batteries. I have three here to show you, and each one's a little bit different. They're all similar, but let's just get to it. Alright, let's get started. So I have three watches and a variety of tools. I have a pair of fine-pointed tweezers. I have a folding locking blade knife. I chose this over the actual watch tool that most watchmakers or jewelers would have because you're not going to have this at home, so I'm just going to set that aside for now. I also have two screwdrivers, one standard, which is the flat blade, and one Phillips, which is sort of the star style blade. I have these because one of our watches has screws in it, so we'll use those in a minute. I also have a watch that has a round back and it has multiple notches. It has, I believe, 6 notches, and this is indicator that this watch back screws off and doesn't pry off, so we'll do that one last. So I'm going to start with this watch here. It's a Skagen. It's got a rectangle back. You're going to need to look for a notch, a very fine notch. Sometimes they stick out. So I have a rectangular backed watch. This is a pry off back. So I'm going to look around the edges for a notch with which to insert this knife blade. And it's not normally near the crown, it's usually opposite the crown. However, on this watch it happens to be at the very top up here. So I'm going to grab it firmly. I'm going to take the knife. I'm not going to push the knife toward my hand. I'm just going to simply put it in the notch and pry it up gently, and it comes right off. I'm going to set that aside. We're going to take our tweezers. This is a little plastic spacer. We're going to take this spacer out gently. Comes right up. We've got the little spacer out. There happens to be a small screw that holds a little catch in that keeps the battery down. So we're going to take this bladed screwdriver and just about a quarter turn. You don't want to turn it a long ways because you don't want the screw to fall out. They're really hard to find. But the battery popped right out. Simple enough. We'll set that aside. Now you take the new battery. You can pop it right in. There's a little notch. It goes underneath the notch very gently. Hold it down. Slide the little keeper back over. Take your screwdriver. Tighten it. Got to raise this up. It's definitely a tiny little piece. Alright. Just a quarter turn. It's nice and battery's in there. It's snug. It's not coming out. It's also nice if you don't leave a fingerprint in the watch. Just something about that. Very gently just kind of wipe off your fingerprint. Take your keeper. It has a little arched notch that goes over the stem, which is how you adjust the day and date. Slide that back into place. The watch back also has a notch which goes around the stem. If you do it the wrong way and close it, you're probably going to break your stem, so you don't want to do that. So make sure your notch goes back over the stem, and that's where the crown is. And you just got to line it up. Give it a nice little push with your thumbs or your fingers. Pull the crown out, set the time to however you like it, push it back in, and you're done. So that one's pretty simple. We'll set that aside for now. This one's a little more complex because it has 4 screws in the back. If you do this on top of a terry cloth towel or short box, if these screws happen to jump out or get knocked, they won't roll away. So we're just going to take this Phillips head screwdriver and unscrew these screws. They're not very long. I don't know if you can see this here, but they're right here and they're pretty small. Just grab those with my fingernails. Oh, one more turn maybe. It just fell right out. So you just repeat that. Some watches have 4 screws, some have 6. I've seen some with 8 or 10. Pop these out of here. Alright. Gonna lift the back up carefully. Don't need to pry it. Once they're screwed down, they should just lift right up easily. Now this has a similar style battery. It doesn't have a screw which holds a little clip in place, so it should just pop right out. I'm going to take the small flat-bladed screwdriver, push it right in here, lift it up gently, out it falls. And once again, there's a number on the back which will correspond to a number watch battery that you can purchase. So the opposite, when you have your new battery, you just have to be careful, push it right in, should clip right into place. Shouldn't be too hard. It will, sometimes they'll snap into place, but you definitely don't want to push really hard because you could be risking a delicate piece in the watch if you're having to push real hard. Sometimes it takes 2 fingers. There you go. I just use the tweezers, use my thumb to hold it in place and use the tweezers to push it down. So now it's clipped in. We're going to take the back. The writing on the back will correspond to being upright on the watch. There is no notch in this case. I'm sorry, there is a notch right there to go around your crown. We're going to put that there. I'm going to take my tweezers very gently, grab those and put them in place. If you have some real dexterous fingers, you can do it with your fingernails. If you happen to lose one of these watch screws, they are very hard to replace. Watch companies don't normally send out little bits and pieces very well. Here I already have the screws in and started. We're just going to snug them up a little bit, nice and evenly, just like when you're, I don't know, maybe changing a car tire. You kind of want to tighten them down generally at the same rate. There's tightness. So you just kind of make a couple of passes around the edges. Alright. And once again, you just pull the stem out, set your day and date. The final one we have is probably the toughest of the group. Most people who do this for a living or as part of their job would have something called a watch wrench. It lines up, it has little cleats that line up into the notches, allow you to really open the wrench. You're not going to have this tool around your house. So it's very easy to open the watch with this. You essentially line it up with a couple of screws in the notches. Got to hold the watch pretty firmly. You press down kind of hard so you don't slip, and it unscrews the back. Now if you don't have one of these, there is another way to do this. So the watch back's pretty loose. You can move it with the end of this flat tip screwdriver or even your fingernail. I'm just going to go ahead and close this back down. A pair of needle nose pliers will work with a little bit of practice. Essentially you go opposite sides, here and here. You got to push down pretty good. It's kind of tricky to keep the pliers from opening too far, and then you just screw it off like this. Now it's loose. Once again, I'm going to take the screwdriver and just finish taking it off. There are some scratches on the back of this watch from someone else who's worked on it in the past. Here in our shop, we would polish those off if it was something that we'd done. So here you can see the battery. There's just a little clip over it. We're going to open it up, pops right out. We're going to pour it out. Once again, there's a number on the back corresponds to a brand new battery. So once you have your new battery, you just slide it back in. There is a little lip on this particular side. We're going to hold it down gently with finger. Going to take the bladed screwdriver and open up the clip a little bit so the battery can slide underneath the keeper. It's down, it's in place. We're going to take the back, we're going to screw it back on. I like to put my finger back in the middle here, take the flat bladed screwdriver and gently turn the back until it's tight and snug. I'm going to take the pliers again. We're going to go across here, got to hold them pretty good. Nice and easy. You've got to be pretty snug to maintain any kind of water resistance. And this watch is ticking. It's alive and working. All right, well, thanks for watching. We went over 3 basic watches. There are more complex watches, but we just went over 3. I hope this helps you, and we'll see you next time. Thank you.